Guess what? It's Tasty Tuesday, the day I take you traveling around the world. Since we can't travel, we travel with our taste buds. And today I'm taking you to Peru, beautiful Peru, for the wonderful dish called ceviche. Now, we had ceviche in several countries. We've had it in Chile, we've had it in Costa Rica, we had it on the island of Rapa Nui, also known as Easter Island. But our first real experience with ceviche was in Lima, Peru, where we went to a ceviche tasting, and we have really fond memories of that meal. And I've made ceviche a lot over the years since the time we visited Peru. So today I'm showing you how to make a fairly traditional ceviche with whitefish. You can sometimes get it with tuna and other fish, but today we're going to use whitefish. And in particular, we're using cod. So this is about 12 ounces of cod that I thawed and diced into bite-sized chunks. And we're putting that in first. Now, a lot of people think ceviche is raw. It's not. It's just not cooked in the traditional sense of overheat. It's cooked by using acid, specifically citric acid, that cooks it. So the longer you leave it in the fridge in the citric acid, it will cook more. So if you don't want it rare on the inside, then you need to leave it a little bit longer. I usually leave it for about an hour. So we have about 12 ounces of diced cod. Into that we are putting about 1/3 of a cup of sliced red onions. I sweated these to get some of the bitterness out of that. And what that means is I sliced them up, I covered them with salt and let them sit for, 10-15 minutes. Then I rinsed them really well and dried them. They won't be quite as bitter as just directly putting just plain raw ones in here. So that's 1/3 of a cup of diced red onion. I have 2 pretty good sized garlic cloves that I've chopped up. This is 1 not too big jalapeno pepper. Depending on how much heat you like, you might want to go with 2 small jalapenos. And I've diced this up. This is some chopped green onion or scallions. I have 1½ teaspoons of kosher salt and about 1/4 teaspoon, maybe a little more because I like pepper, of fresh ground black pepper. Okay, that all goes in here together. And then I have fresh lime juice that I just squeezed from these limes. This is a little bit, maybe a cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup. You just want to have enough so that everything is covered really well with the lime juice. So in that goes, and this is what actually cooks our ceviche. So there's more to this dish, but the first thing that has to happen before we can continue with the recipe is we need to get it in the fridge, let it sit for at least a half an hour. I'm going to leave mine for about an hour. And while that's happening, I'm going to get the garnishes and the side dishes that traditionally are served with ceviche in Peru, which is corn and sweet potatoes. So into the fridge this goes, and I'll be back to show you the rest in just a few minutes. Hi, our ceviche has been in the fridge, cooking in the fridge in the citric acid of lime juice for about 40 minutes. I'm now going to add about 1 cup of diced cucumber, 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro, which is a very important ingredient. And I have about 10 grape tomatoes, or cherry tomatoes would be fine, that I've cut in half. So these are going into our beautiful ceviche. And I'm going to put this back in the fridge for about 10 minutes. And then we'll be ready to eat. Our Peruvian whitefish ceviche is done, and I'm serving it with 2 of the traditional foods you would get in Peru. sweet potatoes, which are really usually served to you boiled but not hot, or roasted. I roasted them. And corn, which is usually not served on the cob, but taken off the cob. But I'm doing it on the cob because that's a great thing to do in the summertime here in the Pacific Northwest. So our ceviche is done. It's really pretty. And this beautiful little martini glass is something I would use to serve ceviche if I was serving it to guests as a starter. But since this is our main meal tonight, I'm just gonna put it in these bowls alongside our corn, our sweet potato, and some sliced avocado. I also took some small street taco size corn tortillas, grilled them up in a pan to get them hot and a little crisp, and I'll serve those alongside. So that is going to be our dinner tonight. Ceviche from Peru. I'm using wild-caught Alaskan cod for this, but you can use any whitefish. And also there are a lot of ceviches that are made with, you can do it with octopus, there's ceviche with shrimp, ceviche with ahi is very popular. So go ahead and Google around and find some ceviche recipes, but I hope you'll try it. It's especially good in the summertime. Beautiful, homemade Peruvian ceviche. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen. Have a great day. See you next week.